This is the cutout mask transition.
Okay.
And today I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Make sure to watch to the end of the video. I'm going to be giving you a lot of different tips and tricks, and I don't want you to miss a thing. Let's get right into it. All right, we're in Premiere Pro, and as you can see here, I just downloaded a music video, rap music video from YouTube. And basically, the first thing to any step, any edit, is just identifying the points in your video that are the coolest. You know, that's one of like the main things to make your edits better, is cutting out all the stuff that just doesn't matter. That's not the coolest to the eye visually, especially if you're taking a longer form video and making a short edit out of it. You only want the coolest parts of the video. So I went ahead and I cut out some right here. Here we have this horse, another horse shot, you know, him just in the camera, whatever. So that's your first step. And once you do that, it's a decently simple process. So you're going to leave your first clip alone. Just leave it alone, totally fine how it is. You're going to go to your second clip. You're going to duplicate your second clip, and you're going to bring this out a bit further. Then you're going to click on the top of it, right click, select nest, and add frame hold. So right click again, add frame hold. Now we have this frame hold, and why I did it at this exact point is now we know that this frame will line up perfectly with the video, which might make more sense in a minute here. So we're going to drag this back here. We're going to cut this here and delete this. Bam. And now you can watch it back to make sure it's in the exact same position, like this. But before we move on, I just want to remind you guys that we're posting at least one new tutorial every single week. So if you want to continue to become a better video editor, learn more tips and tricks, make sure to subscribe and comment what you want to see next. Back to the video. Now what we're going to do is create our mask. Premiere Pro 2026 is so awesome because it has this built-in object mask tool. If you don't see the object mask tool, you can click this button right here, select object mask tool, and now trace around your subject like this. And it's crazy how good of a system this is. Like, you used to have to go into After Effects and Rotoscope, and now this is built in right into Premiere Pro. Okay, and because it's not moving, we don't need to hit track. We don't need to do anything like that. And we're just gonna bring our mask down to opacity, and now it is cut out. Now you can adjust the feather. Say if you want to feather out just a tiny bit, we can do that. But we definitely don't want it too much. Right about here is fine, maybe even a bit less. It's good. Now this is what it looks like if you're curious. So not even that bad, but we wanted to make it smooth. We wanted to like pop in. So what you're gonna do is nest this clip once more. It just works better with nest. I don't know why. Keeping the effects and layers individual from each other is always fine. You're gonna go to effects and you're gonna search up transform and drag it onto your clip. First thing to do, keyframe position and scale right at the end of the clip. This is crucial, has to be right at the end of the clip. So when they do come back and the clips meet each other, the frame hold meets the video, it's the exact same. Now you can go to this part here and just adjust the position to wherever you want. Now you can see we have this fade up, pan up effect to put this into position and bring up our other frame. One thing to note, you can adjust the keyframes to make it either make it faster or shorter. If you bring it to the left, it's going to be slower. If you bring it to the right, it's going to be faster. So you can play around with that to match exactly what you want. And you can also adjust the scale if you want. If you want it to kind of pop in quick, you can turn this down 70%. And now it kind of has a little get bigger animation too, which isn't that prominent. Let's see what it looks like at 0. And one thing I want to mention, like, as you can see, like, I'm just playing around with this. The concept is the same. You know, you duplicate your layer, you have your frame hold, you create your mask. And then other than that, the more different, the more original you make it, the more it's going to stand out. So you can adjust where you want everything to be. You can make the scale weird. You can just mess with all these settings until you get that look you actually want. So that actually looks pretty good. I'm just going to keep it simple for now, like that. And the last step we need to take is changing the shutter angle to 300 to add some motion blur so it's a bit more natural. And as you can see, it's just a lot more smooth. And this is what our first transition looks like, just like that. So you can kind of see how this will start to take shape as you go on and do different layers and put them back to back to back to back. This is basically how you do it. And you're going to follow these same steps each time. Besides, one main thing is where the element mask comes in. You know, this one's coming in from the bottom, but to really pull this effect off to make it as cool as possible, we're going to want these effects to be moving from all different angles, coming from the top, coming from the left, coming from the right, to kind of overwhelm the viewer and make it more engaging. So let's move on to our next shot, which is going to be this. And, you know, we don't really have to worry about this. We'll probably want them to be pretty quick, but we can edit that as we go. So again, we are going to put a playhead here, duplicate the layer, bring this out a tiny bit, nest, make sure the playhead is exactly at the start of the video, right click, add frame hold. Now we have our frame hold, and because it's frame hold, you can drag this as far back as you want. Sweet. Now back to nest, object mask tool, and we're going to select around our character. As you can see here, there's a little bit in the bottom that we want to be masked to, so make sure that's all selected. That looks good. We don't need a track again because it's a frame hold. We're just going to bring it down to opacity. And now he's fully cut out. So what you can do is you can bring this over your next clip, cut out this part. We're going to nest this again. Transform, keyframe position, scale right where these meet. So when you adjust it, it always goes back to normal. And we're going to move this one to the left and change our shutter angle to 300. And it's a bit quick. So actually we're going to undo until we can pull this back even more. Nest again, transform, keyframe position, keyframe scale, have them come in from the left, and change shutter angle to 300. And this is what that looks like. And then we'll go back and make any changes if need be. That looks pretty good, actually. And I've always been a supporter of the faster you cut, the more engaging it is. You like to overwhelm the viewer. A lot of the times you can interpret visuals a lot more quicker than you might think. And same with other people. You really only need, you know, half a second or even less sometimes to show people what's going on. And sometimes even if people don't know what's going on, you get this really cool effect. So people sometimes don't even need to know what's going on in the video, and their brain like kind of fills in these gaps. So it's a pretty cool effect. And this is how you do that. It's really as simple as this. For the rest of these effects, I'm just going to keep doing the exact same thing we've been doing, only changing the position of where they enter from. So I'll have some come up, I'll have some come down, and that's really all you need to do. It's how you achieve this simple music video effect. If you guys made it this far, make sure to subscribe. Don't forget to check out Mirror Camp and join our online school for more.